Galipo Foods.
They're
Seb
champions.
Galipo. Love this company. This South Australian company, it's the largest food service expo, and they're the largest food service.
I've been out there.
Meet directly with 110 manufacturers, sample over 1,000 of the latest food products. You can meet the latest equipment and service providers on hand to benefit your business. This is a trade-only event open to any food service business in SA.
Right.
This is unbelievable.
They do a great show.
Registration is essential. Visit galipofoods.com.au/expo. That's the SA Food Service Expo presented by Galipo Foods. Tuesday the 18th. It's at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Free entry, free car park. You have to register. Thanks to Galipo Foods, they're celebrating 40 years of supplying this state with food service industries. They're the best. In 2023, Galipo Foods.
Our monuments to life are so important. That's why Adelaide Memorials offers a memorial and monument restoration service. Specialising in marble and granite memorials, Adelaide Memorials can repair, add and match all inscriptions to existing memorials, including cleaning and repainting. Adelaide Memorials can also upgrade current headstones with photos, candle holders, bronze plaques and embellishments to complete your loved one's memorial. Keep their memory fresh and alive. Visit adelaidememorials.com.au.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Bi-urban bathrooms and kitchens may not be for everyone. Oh, look, if you're happy with a flat-pack kitchen, things not lining up and not looking like you thought it might, that's okay. And if millimetre-perfect craftsmanship and service of the highest standard is not your thing, that's okay too. But if it is, buyurban.com.au, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the FIVEAA Sports Show.
Yes, welcome back to the FIVEAA Sports Show. We are, aren't we? Thanks to Foodland. It's been great so far. Had the Premier on, talking Gather Round.
How good's he?
You know him. He's very, very good.
He's top of the tree.
Love talking to him. Look, want you to protect and improve your business with one solution, winner of the National Telstra Enterprise Customer Excellence Award. They bring us our next guest, who is excellent himself. Connor Rowey, welcome.
G'day guys, thanks for having me again.
Hey Connor, 4 sleeps away from redeeming yourself on Saturday. How's that sound?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good to be honest. It's a pretty disappointing weekend, so we're all looking forward to this weekend and hopefully we can bounce back with a big win.
Yeah, what was the key factors that came out of the review?
Oh, look, we feel like we came in really prepared and we knew Adelaide were that contested, hard-working side and it was always going to be a contest. And we felt like we were right in it until the last quarter. We missed a few opportunities and defensively late we broke down a bit. So we focused on a few of those actions that we can touch up. There was a few goals that we let through pretty easily on the line that are just small adjustments that we feel like we can change straight away. So yeah, I don't think we're too far off it, and hopefully we can bounce back, like I said.
You're confident you have the answers, and then on from that, are you confident you have the talent?
Yeah, 100%. I think we showed that in round one. We've been inconsistent so far, and we need to admit that, but we've shown that in round one we can beat some of the best sides in the comp if we play the right way. Yeah, I've got a lot of confidence in this group. We need to touch up some things defensively. We haven't been good enough in that area. So yeah, I think if we touch them things up, our offense is good enough, and we've got the personnel for sure.
Have you worked out why the inconsistency? You used that word then. We've had a number of people on. I think Joshy Carr said we've been a little bit inconsistent. So inconsistent can be due to confidence. It can be due to ability. What are you putting this inconsistency down to?
Yeah, I think it's our defensive actions. To be honest, like I said before, there's a few small things that we changed. We rushed the ball over the line 3 more times, and we saved a few goals there. And our contested ball was one that we needed to touch up on as well. Round one we were really good, but the last couple of rounds we have probably been second to the footy a bit. So those 2 things we've been focusing on during the week. But I think defensively is where our improvement will come. Offensively, we can be a really strong side and tear teams apart, but we're just leaking too many easy goals.
Hey, Connor, Coach of mine said you never lose your talent, but you can lose your confidence. Where are the confidence levels at the moment?
They're okay. I mean, you lose a couple on the trot, and it obviously takes a dent to the confidence. It's hard to be confident in your ability when you're not performing, but I feel like I said before, those small changes, and we're right back in the game. I'm not sure what else to say, but confidence can ebb and sway every week, and hopefully if we can get off to a good start, then everyone's back in the right mindset on the weekend.
It was always a statement that he made to us to say that, don't worry, your talent's still there. It doesn't disappear. So now you're right, you've got to get your head down and do those other things well, and it comes back quickly. So that's the moral of that story, buddy. Did you know that you have a 5-zip record on Sydney? The last 5 games you've won.
Yeah, I had a feeling we'd played pretty well against them in the past. I remember the game last year. So, I guess talking about confidence, that probably gives us a little boost. But we'll be up to the fight. I mean, our effort was there on the weekend. We just dropped away late. So, everyone's just really looking forward to having another crack at it and getting our season going again.
You know what those stats mean, don't you? That's a thundercloud.
Oh, right. Gee whiz,
Connor.
Yeah.
Timmy, why'd you say that?
Why is it raining in Sydney?
Well,
That's all right. We'll take it on.
well,
Whatever they bring, we'll take it on. Don't worry.
clutching at straws there, Connor, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, Rowey.
No, that's okay. That's just me being cheeky. Your own form, you're just taking off from last year. You know, there was probably 3 or 4 of you that really stood up for the whole 4 quarters in the game. You're enjoying your role. You're enjoying the midfield. You're getting enough minutes there. The problem with the club at the moment, they need to saw you in half. They need one of you forward and one of you on ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I've been really enjoying Josh Carr in the midfield. We've had a connection from North Adelaide in the past, so I've really enjoyed working under him throughout the pre-season. And I'm just trying to get better every year. And I guess there's small things that I feel like I can still get better at and improve my fitness and my leadership skills going forward. So
good man.
There's challenges and things that come with that, but I'm trying my best, that's for sure.
Well done. Love watching you play, Connor. We've got a couple of Foodland texts. Where's Trent McKenzie at, the big cannon? Is he back this week?
I think he's getting pretty close, to be honest. They initially said 4 or so weeks, but I think he's tracking pretty well. He's back on the track this week, so hopefully, if not this week, then the week after. It'll be good to have him back.
Hey, mate, just as a whole, though, the midfield group, what's Kari said to you guys? What do you need to improve on?
Yeah, I think our ground ball reaction's been a little bit off the last couple of weeks. We've been a little bit reactive to our opponents rather than getting after the footy ourselves and losing a bit of shape on the contest. So trusting our guys that are on the inside to win that initial ball and then holding the shape on the outside. It's a challenge, but we haven't done it well the last couple of weeks. Round 1 we were really good at it, but we've dropped off. So if we can win that initial ball and in the contested ball, then we've got all the weapons to hurt them on the outside.
Mate, you can repair it very quickly. Just remember, that talent is always there. The confidence will come with it. All right, buddy? All the best in Sydney.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Cheers.
Connor Rowey, our guest, thanks to our friends at One Solution. Cyber security and workflow has never been more important than right now, so don't mess around. Get in touch with our friends at One Solution, winner of the National Telstra Enterprise Customer Excellence Award.
I'm now at the point where I just love watching this kid play.
Oh, he's excellent to watch. You know how we used to
I always have, because I've watched him for
you
a
like
long
watching
time.
great players
Yeah,
play,
you do.
right? They do things and you go, that's special. Not many people can do that. Rankin does it for the Crows. Connor does it for Port. Robbie Gray was one of those, and I think now Robbie's
He's
retired.
your new Robbie.
He's your new
He's
Robbie
the
that
one.
you want to go and watch.
He's the one. We've got to gather round Adelaide Oval 4-day pass to give away. We've got that quiz after the break. We're going to take your calls because we've got a $250 Shell Coles Express gift card.
Yeah.
Now, what's around the corner? Easter.
Yes, it is.
So if you want to get down to Gore and get some cockles, you need some petrol in your
You
car
do.
to get down there.
Yep, don't eat them.
Don't eat them. God, how many people... Actually, we'll take calls after the break. There's that many people eat cockles, it scares me. Take those calls, 8223 00 up. Before that, let's check the Adelaide roads.
At Christie Downs got a crash, Moreton Road and Elizabeth Road. Prospect, traffic lights flashing yellow there, Regency Road at Churchill Road, and Manupara, traffic lights out of action there too, Main North Road at Curtis Road. Got a burst water main playing up this afternoon at Henley Beach Road near White Street, speeds at 40, busy South Road at Anzac Highway, with a camera today, Perry Barn Road at Hallett Cove. Doing an Easter road trip? If you see a driver or FIVEAA site, pull over for a free cuppa, a biscuit and a chat with the friendly volunteers. Stop, revive, survive. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G.
Time's almost up. The absolute final deadline for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery is midnight tomorrow. This is your chance to win a mortgage-free life with the $3.5 million grand prize in Henley Beach. Don't forget, your ticket supports cures and improved care in hospitals across South Australia. To see full lottery details and get your tickets, visit homelottery.com.au today. Join the fight. Licence M14311.
Meet Tim, a proud South Australian CFMEU member.
I've seen a remarkable difference between a union-run job compared to the residential hellhole I used to work in. Conditions in residential are horrible. I would always encourage people to join the union. If we didn't have a union, we'd have no rights. Site conditions would be horrible. Workers' rights are just not protected. With the union, we get protection. For me and in my eyes, the CFMEU is a union of opportunity.
We built this city. The CFMEU, your union of opportunity.
Hey, Easter's coming up, so hop into Cheapers Chips for a happy Cheester. Starting tomorrow, get 20% off all kitchen and laundry appliances, which makes right now a great time to get on air fryer from Cheapers Chips. 20% off. Got one? They're brilliant. Love air fryers. Think of the workout you can give it over the 4-day break.
You know what you could put in your air fryer?
Cockles.
You big cocklehead. You big... Oh, God. Tim Jennifer and his family eat cockles down at Gawler.
Yeah,
just want to share that with the world.
The wife just texted and said, are you just a meat and 3 veg man?
Of course I am. Hey, there's a massive 30% off all toys. Brilliant for non-chocolate related Easter Bunny gifts. There are people that do that. I think I need to do that this year.
Okay.
To my family. Yeah. Don't buy me chocolate.
Don't. Okay.
No, I want to get you to go to Cheapest Chips and give me a non-chocolate related Easter Bunny gift.
Like a pet toy.
And don't forget to treat your fur babies on Easter with 20% off all pet toys.
That's what I'll get you. That's what I'll get you, buddy. There's also a huge range of Easter accessories in store and, more importantly, a huge range of chocolate with deals on ceramic mug and egg sets, only $6.49, plus get a 170-gram Cadbury egg crate. 2 for $10. What a bargain.
You know those Lindt chocolates that you get at Cheapest Chips? My record is 17. From Friday to Monday.
You shouldn't be proud of that.
No, I'm not.
You looked like you were.
It's all starting tomorrow. So have a happy Cheapster this Easter with Cheap as Chips.
At Terrain Tamer, we've tried to take all the hard work out of four-wheel driving, so you can be an expert as well as an enthusiast. Our parts interpreters talk fluent four-wheel drive because we're talking with 50 years experience. We've got all the four-wheel drive parts you'll ever need, so you can toss them in the back for cheap insurance. When you're miles from the closest mechanic, you'll appreciate that advice. Terrain Tamer, we talk fluent four-wheel drive.
For nearly 40 years, no one has done certified used cars quite like Steinborner Automotive, with dedicated yards including SA's best range of commercials loaded and ready to go, including SA's only dedicated small car and SUV centre, and SA's only large SUV and 4x4 centre suited for any lifestyle. Steinborner still also has the best range of Commodores, from ZBs to the collectibles. View all late model used vehicles at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth the trip.
Ken Hall Plumbers. We're local, we're family, and we're a trusted South Aussie. Blocked drain? Leaky tap? Give Ken a call. Ken Hall Plumbers. 8364 5855.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Yes, welcome back. Thanks very much for joining us. It's the Foodland live stream, Facebook, YouTube. You know, we love Foodland. After 5, we've got Rory Sloane coming on, and what a game he played in Showdown 53.
Yeah.
Absolute cracker.
Like this Foodland text, fair to say Peritet won't be at SA's only major event.
yeah.
He got voted out, didn't he?
He got voted out, and he made
Loser.
stupid comments about
Loser.
South Australia and Adelaide several times. So,
He's a loser.
you know what?
He's
Bad luck.
walking. Yeah. Gather Round hits Adelaide, and that's from the 13th to the 16th of April.
Correct.
Starts next Thursday with the Crows v Carlton. We'll
Correct.
be calling it.
We'll be there.
Now, we've got your chance to win the ultimate Gather Round experience. Listen to this. To take part in our Gather Round quiz for your chance to win a double 4-day pass gets you to every Adelaide Oval game.
Wow.
So that's the Crows,
Yeah.
Port, every Adelaide Oval game.
Richmond
You
on
get a
Friday
double.
night. Yeah.
All you have to do is give us a call now, 822 300 555. Get on the blower now. It's a simple quiz. I'll hand you to the quiz master, Timmy G.
One question. and
You
you're
get
in.
it right, and even I got this one right. You get a 4-day double pass. Wow. To every game. That is a gather round.
That's a gather round
Get
I've
to
ever
it.
seen one. I'll tell you what. Let's go to the phones. We've got Jake at Windvale. G'day, Jake.
G'day, boys. Long-time listener to the show. I have to tell you, my surname's Motley, and yes, I am related to Timmy.
Oh, right.
Yes, my name's Jake Motley. I am the great-nephew of Jeff.
Fantastic.
And I'm 40 years of age. I've got a son and a daughter, and I have to say, I back everything Warren Tredrea says. For the last 3 years, especially, I've watched our club be inconsistent and the same story, and all day I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to make this statement, because I don't speak on behalf of the whole family. I speak on behalf of my 7-year-old daughter and my 6-year-old son, who could potentially one day play for our club in both leagues and represent our family name and win cups, which is what our club is all about. So where am I going with this? I believe we should have signed Ross Lyon last year because he is a father figure coach, just like Ken Hinkley. But Ken's gone stale. He should make the boys be walking on eggshells every day at that club, because in 2004, when we faced Brisbane Lions, the mean average age of the Brisbane Lions players was in excess of 150 games. You don't play 4 grannies in a row if you're not consistent. And I can tell you what, I'd play for Lee Matthews as a father figure, but if you stuffed up, he's going to make sure you're walking on eggshells for the next few weeks. Now, I don't see that anymore in Ken, and I'm ashamed to say it. We should have got rid of him 2 or 3 years ago. List managers are drooling over the list we've had for the last decade, yet we're inconsistent, and that inconsistency starts at the top. We've heard it from Rowey. We've heard it from all the different members of the club over the last couple of years. Well, we've got to stop. We've got to just go, right, I know it's the 3rd game in, but what we're witnessing, or me and my family, is the same that's happened for the last 3 years. Now, it's taken me all day to get this courage up to how I state this to you guys, so I appreciate you taking my call, and that's all I've got to really say about it.
Yeah, very passionate, Jake. Thank you. A lot of people have that same opinion, but it is round 3. Let's go to Bridgie at Morphettvale. Hello, Bridgie.
Yeah, g'day. How are you?
We're all yours.
Hey, just a comment about Tredrea calling for the sacking. I'm not a Port or a Power supporter, far from it. But he calling for the sacking of Hinkley, I believe they ought to get rid of their president. He's putting too much emphasis on, and this is influencing the team, too much emphasis on their heritage, their past, their prison bar jumpers, which has got nothing to do with the power anyhow. I just think that they've got it all wrong down there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people putting some heat on that board, or maybe Kosh's done. I'll tell you one thing about David Kosh. He's be on tomorrow with the David and
Will
and Will breakfast show, and I'm not going to be missing that. I think he's done. Koshy, a lot of things haven't worked. He's been there a long time.
Like I said to you yesterday, I don't know the protocols of how that works, because there's only 2 member-elect people on the board. He's not one of them. He's the president. Maybe you can stay there like Eddie did for 20.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get the jiggle up. It's Gather Round. We've got a 4-day pass ready to go. You get this question right, you win that 4-day pass for Gather Round. Eugene's on the line from Linden Park. Eugene, here's Timmy.
G'day, lads. Okay, Euge, it's one question only. Of the 18 AFL coaches that are currently coaching, how many have previously played or held a coaching role at AFL level for either the Crows or Port Adelaide? So it's a number between 1 and 18.
I'm going 11.
Okay, thank you, Huge.
Sorry,
That's incorrect. We'll go to Jimmy.
Jimmy!
G'day, Jimmy. Did you hear that?
Yeah, get rid of Kochi, mate.
Okay, buddy. Did you hear the answer?
8.
Hey, Jimmy, spot on.
Oh, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you plucked that,
He was making, he was making contributions and answering questions
Then
at
he
the
went
same
eight.
time.
So, Jimmy, name him.
Simon Goodwin, 1.
Yeah.
And the rest, I just guessed.
See? So, Timmy, name him. You can name him.
Oh, Nix, obviously. Matty Nix
Yeah,
was at
big
Port Adelaide.
fuckery.
Hinkley, obviously, is at Port now currently. Vossi was at Port.
Yeah.
Of course, Stewie Jew was
Yep.
at Port.
Yep.
Kingsley was at Port.
Kingsley, I didn't get that one.
Alistair Clarkson was
Yep.
at Port. Damien Hardwick
That
was
is-
at Port.
That is unbelievable.
Goody's the odd one out there.
That is unbelievable. Hey, well done, buddy. You've won a Gather Round 4-day pass. We're going to do that again tomorrow. Well done. That is the quiz. Let's go to Vinny from Grange. Hello, Vinny.
G'day, guys. How are you?
Yeah,
Good on you,
Look,
Vinny.
I'm a bit disappointed with Treadgrave. I know he wants to get back in the media, but he didn't have to use Port Adelaide to get himself back into the media. If he's a loyal captain, he should have kept it with the, in the house, but he didn't keep it in house. Now, I don't know. That's been a trick. He's when it comes to Port Adelaide, they stick as a family, but he's breaking the family law. I don't know. It doesn't seem right what he's done.
Well, Vinny, what did he say?
What did he say?
Yeah.
We have to get him out. Enough's enough. But what has he to say? I mean, I know he's the captain. That's why they got a committee in there. They got to do it, not Treadgrave.
He's
If
doing
you got
his job.
sour grapes because he didn't make the committee.
No, I don't think... there's one thing I know about Tritters. He doesn't have sour grapes, mate.
No.
He calls it as he sees it, and that's the leader he is. Here's what he said.
It's a tough call. I think Ken's position sadly is untenable so early in the season, off the back of conceding 39 goals in 2 weeks and lacking effort.
And it's the body of work is what he's saying. And he listens to the fans. He is a fan. And the supporters. And he mixes with them. He's a third generation Port, as you are, Timmy. He's passionate. That's what he's called. Now, I don't think he's right. But he's called it as he's called it.
Fair enough. That's his job in the media.
Thanks,
isn't it?
Vinny.
Hey, Phil.
Oh, how you going? With regards to Ken Hinkley, he came in when the Port was in a pretty dark place, and he got them to the finals in first year, and they won a final. And then the year after that, they got into a prelim, got him within a kick, and then I believe they got him within a kick, wasn't it, a couple of years? Yeah, that's right. So I think, overall, I think he'd still be given a reasonable pass mark. And you got to remember, would you consider Ross Lyon a failed coach? He's got into 2 grand finals, lost very close, and also a drawn grand final. So, I mean, do you consider him a failed coach? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's very...
Phil, I'm with you. The cold hard facts of this. This is his 11th season. He's had 3 prelims. He's been all but to the dance floor. Hasn't got there, I get that. He's got a 60% win-loss, or just under, which is phenomenal in this game. It is a brutal competition. We only got to get a little bit wrong in a prelim where it doesn't go right.
And Ross Lyon has done that at 2 clubs.
There you go.
And so sometimes, like I said to you, sometimes it's not even conscious, it's subconscious.
They don't hand them to you. They don't hand them to you. Phil, thanks for that. Keep the calls coming in after the 5 o'clock news. We're going to take the news. But next we have Rory Sloane.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Enjoy a magical day with Holiday Wonders with some great choices available. Visit Swan Reach with lunch at the hotel and a True Blue Billy tea during our farm experience. Or choose to lunch in the beautiful Rivergum restaurant at the Bridgeport Hotel and tour the magnificent new raceway at Tailem Bend. A cruise on the Murray River and lunch at the Manham Club is always a special day. What a great way to help our river community with your River Rival voucher. Visit SA Tourism website for bookings.
You can do just about anything online. Shop, meet new friends, watch reruns of your favourite TV shows or movies, But there's one thing you should never do online, and that's your will. From the simplest to the most complex wills and estate plans, Donlan Lawyers can answer your questions and help carry out your final wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com. Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide, and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
Hey there, Jacinta Franklin here. And here. And here. You're probably wondering why 3 Jacintas are reading this ad. It's because of the new Swiss fast-acting vitamin D3. It contains a form of vitamin D that's 3 times more powerful than standard vitamin D. 3 times? So, try Swiss fast-acting vitamin D3 to support healthy bones. Now available at Chemist Warehouse and Coles. Swiss fast-acting vitamin D3 contains calciferdiol, which is 3 times more powerful than standard vitamin D, cholecalciferol. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. Sounding great. Thanks.
Southgate GWM is overstocked and all vehicles must be cleared. All models, all colours, priced to clear. Make an offer. Don't buy anything until you speak to Southgate GWM. Just 25 minutes from the CBD. Only at Southgate GWM. LVD 152780.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Clear tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow and 29. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
It's nearly tax time. Act now for immediate delivery on Mitsubishi Triton from Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth.
FIVEAA has beefed up its security and encryption after being caught up in a data breach. More than 2,000 students have had their personal details exposed. It was uncovered during an unrelated investigation by police. FIVEAA Chief Executive David Coltman says they're working to ensure it doesn't happen again.
We have implemented a number of additional security measures already. This has included further encryption of all student information held on file relating to student identification documents used in the enrolment process. All staff access has also been restricted to the system that holds the student identification verification forms.
Another home builder has gone into liquidation. This time it's locally based Wedgwood Constructions, the 14-year-old company headquartered in the eastern suburbs. 4 homes have been left incomplete. The federal opposition says the pain isn't over for households, despite the Reserve Bank opting not to hike interest rates this month. The cash rate will remain at 3.6% as inflation begins to slow. But Shadow Treasurer Angus Taylor says many fixed-rate mortgages will soon expire, leaving families worse off.
We know that there is a great deal of pain in the pipeline. There's much pain in the pipeline to come as 800,000 households this year switch from fixed rate to floating rate mortgages with significant increases in their payments.
The RBA is also flagging more rate increases could be on the way once it has more detail about the state of the economy. A review has found the Medicare system is losing billions of dollars a year because of poor structure and lax scrutiny. Zach De Silva has more.
Between $1.5 and $3 billion is being lost through Medicare every year. The independent review has found well-meaning GPs are often tripped up by a confusing claims system. It's also found the scheme could be open to fraud because of a lack of scrutiny. But Nicole Higgins from the College of General Practitioners says that's not the case.
GPs are subject to numerous inappropriate compliance campaigns.
Deputy Opposition Leader Susan Lee says the federal government needs to make sure patients are getting the care they need.
We're yet to see any urgent or tangible plan.
Labor has promised to examine the report and develop a comprehensive response.
The crew for the first mission to the moon in over 5 decades has been announced. The Artemis 2 space flight will carry 3 Americans and 1 Canadian in a loop so big it may become the farthest distance travelled by any human. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the newest 2023 AFL footy cards, available at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade.
Port is looking ahead to this weekend and getting back on the winners list. Next up is Sydney at the SCG on Saturday. Connor Rosie has told the 5AA Sports Show there are areas that need improvement, but they know what they need to do.
I've got a lot of confidence in this group. We need to touch up some things defensively. We haven't been good enough in that area. So yeah, I think if we touch them things up, our offence is good enough and we've got the personnel for sure.
The new Cat skipper claims his side is low on confidence amid a poor start to their premiership defence. Jordan Tunbridge reports.
Geelong is the first reigning premiership team since North Melbourne in 1976 to lose their first 3 games of the season. Patrick Dangerfield is rejecting suggestions his side has become complacent after achieving the ultimate success.
Complacency has never been an issue for the club. We've had a lot of change from last year, so there's a huge amount of hunger.
The Cats captain says there is a level of frustration among the players that they should be playing better.
The challenge we've got at the moment is the confidence, and that's clear for any team that struggles with consistency and struggles with wins.
They can rise off the bottom of the ladder with a win over the Hawks at the MCG next Monday.
And the Matildas are in the UK preparing for their last series before the Women's Football World Cup. Australia will face Scotland on Friday night before playing England next week. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
At Brown Hill Creek, got a breakdown on the freeway up track near Eagle on the Hill. Got a right-hand lane closed there. West Hindmarsh got a crash, Port Road near South Road, and Christie Downs another collision, Moreton Road at Elizabeth Road. Slow going for works at Tonsley with a burst fire hydrant there. Southern Expressway near Ailifs Road. Busy South Road at Anzac Highway with the Camera Brighton Road at Seacliff Park. Get value every day at Big W with 40% off Dimples Baby Organic Cotton multi-packs in single suits, leggings and more. Multiple changes for messy feeders sorted at Big W while stocks last. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Clear tonight down to 16, mostly sunny tomorrow 29, Thursday showers 25, Good Friday showers 21. Right now it's 27 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thousands of South Australian students caught up in a major data breach, their details in the hands of criminals. A reprieve for mortgage holders, no rate rise this time around. Is this the end? The fresh food products bucking inflation, their prices actually falling. And Adelaide's Footy Festival, the grand plans for Gather Round. I'm Kate Collins. See the full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
You're such a loser.
Over 340,000 school kids will be bullied this year and won't tell anyone. Help break the silence around bullying. Donate to Dolly's Dream at doitfordollyday.org.au.
We all need connection. Across this big brown land, our radio community keeps you connected, but sometimes you need more. If you're struggling, don't keep it to yourself. Head to commercialradio.com.au/voice. There's a collection of organisations, real people, ready and waiting to hear from you. If you know someone who needs help, use this moment to reach out, because sometimes all you need is a voice.
Head to commercialradio.com.au/voice.
If it takes the local footy team to help move that dragging, scraping, sliding door of yours,
put your back into it, fellas.
Call Rollerco instead. Rollerco have the parts you need to make it slide again with just one finger. And in most cases, have those parts delivered to your door within 24 hours. Rollerco.com.au. They'll get you rolling.
Right, everyone out.
Rollerco.com.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Yes, welcome back to the 5 o'clock hour, of course. Sports show brought to you by Foodland. Got the live stream happening on Facebook and YouTube. Stephen, what's going on?
Well, you're getting a lot of support for the eating of cockles.
Yes, I am,
which has
aren't I?
surprised the living by jingos of me. Because I'm going to go down to Gawler on Saturday, Easter Gawler. I can get mine, 300 cockles. It's $22 a kilo.
Which is amazing, isn't it? Now they're too dear to eat. There's actually a Foodland text says, cockles. South Australians have always called them cockles, but elsewhere they call them surf clams or pippies. Which people do eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of support.
Yeah, there's a certain element that eat them, mate. And you're now in it. Anyway, let's move on. We've got a big show. Love to take your calls. Lines are available, 822 300 00. But it's time for Rory Sloane. Thanks to You Install It Kitchens. Offer quality SA-made DIY kitchens at a price that fits your budget. Rory Sloane.
Rory Sloane on the 5AA Sports Show.
Yeah, well, the Crows had a mighty win over Port in Showdown 53. Joining us, one of the leaders, and he did lead from the front. He always does. My favourite, Rory Sloane. Welcome.
Mate, welcome back. I hope you got a tan, buddy. Would have been a nice little trip. You and the lovely on a nice romantic trip, mate. Congratulations.
Well, 30th wedding anniversary. You know what, Rory? It's the least I could do.
Oh, mate, yeah, and absolutely. I'm glad you did it, but I love hearing those stories. You're off celebrating love and eating a few too many craytails by the sounds of it.
Yeah, well, I told Timmy that story. I had 7 craytails Monday night. Wednesday I had gout. So,
ow.
You had gout, Timmy?
No, not yet. I'm working on it.
Yeah, you're only a young fella. Hey, let's start here. What a win. It's great to win any game of AFL footy, least of all a showdown, a home showdown of Port Adelaide's in their black and white strip. How good was that?
Yeah, it was a really, really good win for us. We needed it. Obviously, a couple of disappointing losses to start the season, so we were very hungry for a win. But what a cracking game of footy. To be honest, I watched a little bit of it back. I mean, it was pretty hot start and lots of goals scored and pretty contested sort of finish late. So it had everything for a showdown. And yeah, we just made the most of the few opportunities we had, I suppose, late in games.
Momentum swings have hurt you this year. We know Richmond scored a few on you. So too did GWS. Port were looming large in moments. And it looked like you could wrestle back the momentum, Rory. For me, that was a pleasing aspect of the game.
Yeah, well, we certainly reviewed that pretty thoroughly the first couple of rounds, and that's what we were most disappointed on was our lack of defence in those sort of moments and our ability just to get simple contests done. So there was certainly a focus going into this game against Port.
Rory, I thought, and I was saying that if I had 2 racehorses, one was Port, one was the Crows, I thought just if you counted up the quarters that you played each, how many good quarters you'd played, I thought your form line was better than Port's going in. Is that fair to say that you had enough evidence there to say we've got it there, we just got to put it all together?
Oh, we certainly when reviewing those first 2 games, we did recognise we've played some solid footy. Like to get back in those games and to start the way we did against GWS was solid, but to let teams go on big run-ons, we as I said before, we've had a big focus on that, and we will for the rest of the year. We want to be able to play more consistent footy for those periods of games and not let ourselves down with halves of footy here and there.
Lots of big moments. I thought one of the real, probably pivotal moments that you could show over and over as a coach was Hinge's effort to chase down Finlayson when he had an open 50 in front of him.
It was a huge effort. We certainly showed that yesterday a couple of times. But that was just desperation, and that's what we need, just be desperate to lower opposition scores against us.
It was great to see you in the centre square for some of that grunt work. It was also good to see Jordan Dawson in there. I just felt the mix looked a bit balanced, a bit better balanced, Rory.
It was nice to be back in there. I've still played a fair bit of wing, and it was nice to come in there feeling fresh at times too. So, no, Dawson was the same. He wanted to get in there and throw his body around, and I thought he set the tone very well early.
And he's got an elite leg. He can run and carry and chew those metres up. I said yesterday on the show when we reviewed it, Timmy and I, Riley O'Brien, for me, it was probably his most complete game for the Crows in his 80-odd that he's played. And what I mean by that, we know he can take a good mark. He kept in the game early. He gets after the ball on the ground. He can tackle. You know, he had his own clearances. But I just thought his ruck craft was as good as I've seen for a while, Rory.
Yeah, he was a bit of insight. He was very smart in there the whole game. Like just hearing the way he's talking in there at the moment, that's been a focus for him. And his contested marking's always been a strength. But yeah, that work inside and the work with his ruck craft, he was certainly very vocal on the weekend.
Mm. What I'm also liking is I know the Crows under Nixie, their DNA, if you like, or their trademark is your grunt, your competitiveness. You've got to take the 4 points away from the Crows. You'll never hand it over. You've never been flogged under Nixie. But you've had to get your goals really hard. Now you've got some talent in there. Let's put Isaac Rank in there, Thilthorpe up forward. You might want to talk about them. You could actually hit targets and really hurt the opposition when you win it back.
Those guys had some couple of outstanding games from those two. I mean, but I thought Luke Pedler did a lot of doing where his off-ball stuff's been outstanding for us, Ped, and we're probably gonna miss him this week, which is unfortunate because he's been in ripping form. But I mean, and then you got Fogg and Tex who continue to be super consistent, and it starts to look really damaging. But we also want to do a bit of work, and I think we've done a fair bit of work as a midfield group to try and make sure we connect with these forwards and give them the best chance to hit the scoreboard.
I just want to go back to Lukey Pedler. He got a match for that tackle. Is that what we want to see in the game?
It's hard. Like, we don't obviously we don't want to see head knocks, and we don't want to see concussions. But it's a tough game to slow yourself down at times, and when you are twisted up like that. I think the one I always try and ask is there ever two movements or an intention there? But yeah, it's a very, very tough one because it happens. It's a situation that comes up a lot during games, but we want to try and protect players' heads.
Well, the answer to both of those questions, Sloan, was no, it wasn't two movements, and the player jumped up, and there was no intent. It's called football. They're wrecking the game, Rory. I'll say it. They're bloody wrecking the game.
Yeah, Rory probably can't say it. You did, but he can't.
Well, silence is gold. He agrees.
Correct. So, Lockie Murphy, I thought it was one of the best games I've seen him play for the club, and he got some real confidence, I reckon, especially kicking the goal that puts you in front.
Yeah, it was outstanding to see him get some reward there for some of his effort. I think the patch before that, if you rewind the game and look at his patch just before that, I reckon he smothers the ball and applies a couple of tackles and manages to turn the ball over, I reckon, in the centre square, and then gets a shot on goal after. So it's his grunt work that we really value as a footy club. And then, it's nice for him to get some reward too.
And I know Isaac kicks a lot of good goals, but there was a really important one, the one he snapped over his head, I thought.
Oh, magic.
I don't think that's one you can teach.
No.
Or practice. He just knows where they are, and that's and that's what I mean. I reckon it was a very even game of footy, I thought. And we with a bit of talent, we managed to kick a few goals late. I mean, there was that one, there was Thorpe's one on the boundary, and then Chase's one from the junction too. I think that was just three passages of just probably more individual brilliance that helped us kick away.
Riley Thilthorpe, we've been told, played angry because he was left out round one. So before the FIVEAA game, I don't know whether it's down the race or as you're about to bounce the ball, I want you to pull his hair and punch him fair in the guts, Rory. I want you to get him angry, Rory Sloan.
What's that for? Rowey told me to do it.
Rowey told me. Oh, thanks, Rowey. No, he's been building. He had a really, really great summer. It's unlucky. I mean, we've got a few options there up forward. Elliot Himmelberg have been in great form too, and still is. So we've got some options up forward, and he certainly made the most of his time up forward on the weekend. But where I do love him as well, I love seeing him in the ruck, and his follow-up work around the ball is exceptional as well.
He's going to be great. Texas groin, is it going to come up? He was running around like a Shetland pony in the last quarter.
I think he'll be fine. He's an old boy that knows how to get himself up, so I'll back him in.
What about Fogg?
Not sure yet. I think tomorrow we've got a main session, so we'll see how much he can get through tomorrow.
And FIVEAA, we owe them one from last year.
Absolutely. That was one where I reckon we certainly looked at as a lost opportunity last year. But as I said before, I was speaking about quarters staying consistent, but we want to be a team that sort of builds some consistency across games. So that'll be our focus going in this week.
See, I reckon you're playing happy at the moment, Rory, and I've put one and one together. I know what it is because I know you love playing, but you don't give yourself the luxury of surfing when you're injured. So now that you're playing, are you back on your board, Rory Sloan?
I actually broke that rule during my knee injury. I surfed it about 6 months, where I was well and truly still injured, but I couldn't help myself.
Jeez.
But that was probably part of a bit of method behind it all, is to actually know I've got trust in the knee, but this is the best time of year to surf, so I'll be looking to get some waves over the next month or so.
Have a happy Easter. Get the Easter eggs down your gills, a couple of hot cross buns. And on Saturday at 1:15, it's kick-off versus FIVEAA. Be live and local on 5AA. Rory Sloan, keep on firing up, mate. We love what you do.
Good to chat, guys.
Cheers, Rory.
He's been a ripper, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
He's back.
A great game in the middle. Loved it.
Didn't he? You called it too.
I did, didn't I?
Get Sloan in the... You did in the call, Timmy.
Yeah.
What's your name again? Rory Sloan, our guest. How did I do that?
Yeah, well, I'm easily forgotten. Yeah, the man who eats cockles.
Yeah, come on, mate. Planning a DIY renovation, visit You Install It Kitchen's custom cabinetry for the kitchen, the laundry, the linen and much more. Cabinetry that is locally made, fully assembled and quick to deliver. It's the easy way to DIY. Terrific little company, that one. After the break, we're going to take your calls. Lines available. A lot of people want to still talk about Ken Hinkley. 82230000. But before all that, let's check your traffic.
At Brown Hill Creek, got a breakdown on the freeway up track near Eagle on the Hill. Right-hand lane closed, outbound. Fair bit of traffic backed up there too. Prospect, traffic lights flashing yellow. Regency Road at Churchill Road. And Tonsley got a burst fire hydrant there. Southern Expressway now Aleph Road speeds at 40. Take it easy through there. Busy Fullerton Road at the Britannia roundabouts with cameras Gage Street, Furl and Grant Road at Ranella. Burbank's been building homes for 40 years. To celebrate, they're giving 40 customers $40K to spend on their new homes. Limited offer, search Burbank and ask about their guaranteed build times. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA, Adelaide's #1 station for sport. Thanks to Rossdale Homes, home of the absolute fixed price contract. No builder's variations, no nasty surprises.
I'm here at Cherry Glen Osmond. It's home to the car that everyone is talking about, the Cherry Emotive 5. What a spectacular vehicle. It's light years ahead of everything in its class and starting from 33,000 drive away. It's got everything you dream of in a car. The tech is mind-blowing and it comes with a 5-star NCAP safety rating, 7-year factory warranty and fixed price servicing. If you're looking for a new car, you've got to go Cherry. Book a test drive at gocherry.com.au.
G'day, it's Eddie May from NRG Solar. More and more South Australians are taking control of their energy bills with solar and battery storage. In fact, Australians are taking up battery storage in record numbers because they're sick of rising power bills and being locked into a system where someone else calls the shots. The other huge bonus of going with NRG Solar and battery storage is that you'll be protected from blackouts with an uninterrupted power supply. Take control. Visit nrgsolar.com.au.
Time to find out what's making news in the Channel 7 newsroom as we welcome Rosanna Mangiarelli to the show. And Rosanna, big day in the courts?
It certainly has been, Tim. So gang rape charges against 4 young men over an alleged Hindley Street car park attack have been dropped. We'll tell you why. Prosecutors conceded there was little hope of a conviction there. Now, TAFE SA's fallen victim to hackers, students' sensitive details in the hands of criminals. Why it was all kept secret, though. A relief for families as interest rates remain stable, but what happens next? The extreme tactic SA police are using to reduce the road toll. TikTok's officially been banned on all government devices over security fears. Now meet the Adelaide identical twins who, get this, gave birth a day apart, the women's and kids. Ooh. Plus live music, food trucks and a zip line over the Torrens. Tim, the AFL's plans for Gather Round. You can virtually fly into the Adelaide Oval when it all happens next week. So exciting stuff. Hope you can join us at 7 News tonight at 6.
Brilliant, Rosanna, and all the team at Channel 7. There's only one choice. 7 News tonight at 6.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blowing up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. We're helping life flow.
Or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Hello, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, the team at Lynn Andrews Real Estate have made it easy to manage residential and commercial property. Whether you own a single residential home or multiple commercial properties, our passion for property investment means we have a great deal of knowledge to share. How to invest safely and properly. Matching the right tenant with the right property every time. We're here to help. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Yes, welcome back. It's the Foodland Sports Show. Don't worry about that. We're having a marvellous time. It's a terrific afternoon. Sun shining. Well, now daylight savings disappeared. It'll go down to bed very shortly, won't it?
Absolutely marvellous. When we knock off, it's dark. When I wake up in the morning, it's light. It's amazing what our can do.
Yeah,
24 past 5. Love your calls. We've got that $250 Shell Coles Express gift card. Let's go to Johnny at Nord.
Hi, Stephen and Tim. I'm just a little bit concerned. How come Chris Davies hasn't come out and spoken? It's more or less, the people are just pointing the bone at Ken Hinkley. Chris Davies, he should be, he's in charge down there with all the coaching staff, who he employs and all that. He should know what's going on.
Yeah, he's the head of football. He's the head of football, John. I wonder whether they are waiting for David to make a statement tomorrow
on Brecky.
And then maybe they're just going then back up what the chairman says.
Unless, John, they're all saying, listen, it's round 3, give us a spell.
Yeah, I realise that.
I reckon it's that. And I know CD well. He doesn't listen to white noise, nor does
he would
does
probably
Ken, nor does
he would
Koshy.
probably be thinking, well, we don't want to entertain the discussion on it.
No. And that'll be it, Johnny. Anyway, tomorrow morning, what time will he be on? Koshy with David and Will.
He's
about
normally
8:30,
on it's normally about 8:45.
Yeah, we'll listen in from 6. Listen to the whole 3 hours.
Why not?
I would.
Yeah, well, I do that every day.
Love him. Thanks, Johnny. Hello, Johnny at Port Augusta.
Hello, boys.
Do we need to play this? Do we need to? Do we need to call the ambulance for you, Johnny?
Somebody call the Put on the next one of premise of this millennium, the power of one of premise of this millennium, Rowey. So don't start that.
Fickle.
And you've got the illusions like the remember me saying the Crows going to be flogged under what's his name, under Manny Nets. You want a wooden spoon, for goodness sake.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
you got a Heidi last year's last showdown and all the rest of it. And Giants has pitched up a few times.
Gee,
and while I'm on a roll, I also want to whack. Has he got selective memory about the halcyon days of Robert Shaw? The death threats that he copped and the abuse that he copped? And Scott Hodges, I've read Scott Hodges' book, Not All Black and White. The crap that he copped when he tried to take his own life. Because you're a bunch of moronic supporters.
Yeah, all right, Johnny. Yeah,
So, thanks, fella.
all right. Yeah, well done. Everyone needs a bit of Johnny in their life.
Yeah.
It's called a leveller.
I like John. Yeah,
and they keep you honest.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's a ripper. I've known Johnny for 20 years. I've been doing this.
Since he was born in Port Augusta.
I've
got Quentin on the line. G'day, Quentin.
Hello, Quentin with a Q.
G'day, boys. How's it going?
You're not going to talk. You're not going to talk about Gold Coast, are you? Because we don't care, Quentin.
Hang on, Stephen.
All right.
Hang on.
All right.
It's a national game.
No,
hey, my first comment is you never sack a coach mid-season, before the season, or whatever. If you're going to do that, you've got to sack the board that made that decision to keep him on for another year. That's just on the bike.
Yep, I'm with you.
Gold Coast, great win. Adelaide, great win. Rowey, we've got a bet going.
We have.
Can you tell me just your opinion? Who had a better impact, Lukosius or Rankin?
Gee, I like Lukio's game.
It was a good game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty much his breakout game. Quentin, since he's been there, he's been forward, he's been back, he's been wing, he's been midfield, he's been ruck, he's been everywhere. He is a genuine forward.
He hasn't been forward a lot. He's been mainly in the back.
Yeah.
No.
Now they've whacked him in there. Our forward line is pretty stacked, and they're committing him to being in the forward line, which is a good thing. He just needs a bit of confidence. He'll be right, because everyone was saying he was going to come back before Rankin was going to come back to Adelaide. But I just want to know your opinion, Stephen.
Oh, I think he'll stay. He's pretty loyal, Luco. There's different reasons the Crows got Rankin. I'm glad we got him. God, he got, what did he get, 10 votes? 2 5s? 10? The perfect 10? Rankin in his third game. Don't ask me to pick between the two, because I want them both. There could be a chance that Luco could come back. Quentin, thanks for that. You're in the running for that $250 Shell's Coles Express gift card. After the break, we got Todd Greenberg. Now, who's Todd Greenberg? I'll tell you who he is. Australian Cricketers Association CEO. Their memorandum of understanding,
the MOU,
has come out. The dollars in women's cricket is next level.
Yeah.
Men's is next level.
They're going
next
all right
level.
too, yeah.
Where is all this money coming from?
That's what we'll find out.
We'll ask him that after the 5AA news.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA Breakfast.
An identity crisis besetting the Liberal Party in Australia, where they don't know if they should be left-wing, they don't know if they should be right-wing. The model is there. They need to look back at the Howard years and work out that you can actually occupy the centre.
Informing Adelaide.
Obsessing about all these very fringe, weird issues that have no direct bearing on everyone's day-to-day life. Well, they just need to step away from that, get back to their knitting, that they're the party of economic management.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to not deal with organising all the trades? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? 2, the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers. Plus, we can manage the installation and all sub-trades at a fixed price. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
Okie dokie, here we go. Smack on 5:30. One of the best ways to CSA is through the dusty windscreen of your four-wheel drive. But if you want to get there, you want to be TJM equipped.
Oh, yeah.
Safe to say, SA have hit the road more than ever in the past couple of years. And once you get a taste of it, there's no going back.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't you?
I've got people who are in four-wheel drive clubs and the like, and they just post it up. They have their own Instagram pages for their cars and everything.
Ranges, TJM.
Amazing.
Coffin Bay, TJM. Streaky Bay.
Good call.
I mean, go all the way up north. You need to be TJM equipped. The family behind TJM SA, Italo, spoke to him today.
Great man.
He's a ripper. They've been behind the wheel for 10 years now, since purchasing the business in 2012. But TJM has been keeping SA's wheels turning off-road since 1990. TJM is celebrating its 50th year in Australia this year. Our friends Italo Formato, he is a ripper, was awarded the TJM National Distributor of the Decade. What? He didn't tell me that today.
Of the decade.
No, standing.
Yeah, standing ovation.
Standing.
Right, sorry.
Just our little salute. Look at the Foodland text. We just saluted Little. Well done, buddy. No surprise to me. Safety and comfort has always been their priority. They've got bull bars, suspensions, snorkels, camping gear, roof racks, driving lights. There isn't an amp up that they haven't thought of.
Oh, yeah.
What are those tents that fold out on the roof?
Annex.
Annexes. What are those things you sleep in?
Yeah.
Swags.
Swags.
Oh, they've got everything. Visit TJM. Tell them Rowey and Timmy sent you.
Yeah.
Ask for Italo, because he sits in his office out the back. He doesn't like getting up.
I'll tell you what, he's a good people person when he's out there, though.
Great. Nailsworth and
Knows what he's
Clavelli
doing.
Park. TJM.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Charges have been dropped against 4 men and 2 teenagers accused of gang raping 2 women in a city stairwell. Passports, driver's licences and tax file numbers have been exposed during a data breach impacting TAFE SA students. There'll be no movement on interest rates this month. And in sport, more tickets to the AFL Gather Round will go on sale tomorrow. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
At Brown Hill Creek, got a breakdown on the freeway up track. It's near Eagle on the Hill, right-hand lane closed outbound there. Bit of traffic around too. Prospect traffic lights flashing yellow, Regency Road at Churchill Road, and got a burst water lane holding things up at Hindley Beach Road near White Street. Speeds reduced there. Busy right now, Fullerton Road at the Britannia Roundabout with the camera gauge streets at Firle. This long weekend, Dan Murphy's brings you 4 days of offers, and if you find it cheaper, they'll beat it. Shop Dan Murphy's in-store or online. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast clear tonight down to 16, mostly sunny tomorrow 29. Right now it's 27 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 and as it happens on 5AA.
Too many bottles, cans and containers aren't being recycled properly, ending up in the yellow bin or landfill. Direct Collect is solving this for good. Sign up to Direct Collect today and they'll deliver one of their blue bins to you. Once you've filled it with bottles, cans and containers, all you have to do is book a collection and Direct Collect takes care of the rest. Your refund will be deposited to your bank account, or you can choose to donate it to a participating charity or club. Search Direct Collect online.
At Terrain Tamer, we've tried to take all the hard work out of four-wheel driving, so you can be an expert as well as an enthusiast. Our parts interpreters talk fluent four-wheel drive because we're talking with 50 years experience. We've got all the four-wheel drive parts you'll ever need, so you can toss them in the back for cheap insurance. When you're miles from the closest mechanic, you'll appreciate that advice. Terrain Tamer, we talk fluent four-wheel drive.
FIVEAA Chemmart has real deals on big vitamin brands like 50% off selected Blackmore's, Swiss Biogland, Inner Health and Nurex professional vitamins. Get real deals every day at Terry White Chemmart, dedicated to care. T's and C's apply. Sale ends April 18th.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the FIVEAA Sports Show.
Welcome back. Yes, into the 5:30 half hour. It's exciting too. We've got a couple of really interesting guests coming up, Stephen Rowe.
Well, I'm looking forward to this one because there's been a salary bump, if you like, for women's cricket in a groundbreaking new pay deal. The MOU has landed. Joining us is ACA Chief Executive Todd Greenberg. Todd, thanks for your time, and rightly so, the women get a big bump.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, guys. And it was a big moment for cricket yesterday as we take the next step, particularly for our female cricketers. And you know, there's no shortage of success for our Australian players all over the world. They've been arguably the best sporting team in any sport, so it's great to see them remunerated accordingly. So it's a very pleasing day, that's for sure.
Yeah, up an extra $53 million over the 5 years. Where's the money coming from, Todd? Because it's big numbers, isn't it?
It is big numbers, yeah, and equally, you know, the players have got an opportunity to continue to help the game grow its revenues. And you know, we are in a long-term deal with Cricket Australia where we, as the players, take a percentage of that revenue. So it's forecast over this next period of time. Clearly, they've done a new TV deal, which will help. But you know, the players have got skin in the game here too, because we've come to this negotiation in a different way. We haven't come forward saying this is what we want. We've come to the negotiation table saying, what else can we do? What can the players do to help the game drive the revenue base, not just for their own benefit, but you know, every player knows where they came from. They all came from junior clubs with lots of volunteers, and we want to make sure there's plenty of money to grow the participation base as well.
Yeah. I'm interested in how you do the split. So Cricket Australia's just signed off. It's a $634 million 5-year MOU, if you like. The women is $133 million. The men is $501 million. We say it's equal pay, even this, even that. It's not quite that with these numbers. So how do you get that split?
Yeah, it's certainly not at parity. We're not at parity yet. We've still got a fair journey to go to get to that point. But, you know, as part of this negotiation process, we engaged an independent expert who's worked with both Cricket Australia and the ACA over a long period of time and works in other sports too, developing, you know, for want of a better term, methodology on how you get the next step on gender equity and how you can find opportunities to, you know, get the remuneration levels appropriately according to both the revenue split but also workload. So it's a very inexact science, but I can tell you this much, that a domestic female player in this next cycle, a domestic player who's playing dual formats, so someone who's playing in the WNCL and someone who's playing the WBBL, on average, and I say the word average, that player will earn in excess of $150,000. And
wow,
you know, if you compare that to any other team sport for females in this country, that's more than double. So
wow,
it's a significant step forward for our female cricketers. And importantly, I hope there's some young girls driving in cars tonight with their parents who would like to think that cricket might be their sport of choice. And if that's the case, there's certainly avenues for them to prosper in the game of cricket.
Yeah, Todd, you spoke about them actually promoting the game and doing their bit. We have a little bit of insight to that because we have an intern, Gemma Barsby, who's, you know, Scorpion and a striker and done very well. But we see the way she goes about her work and promoting the game at every level that she possibly can. And I just love the fact that they are extremely talented athletes. They are playing great cricket. It's great to finally see them rewarded.
It is. I agree with that. And, you know, some people who've served in cricket well before my time, I'm relatively new in this role, but there's some people who made decisions long ago to invest in the female game, and they deserve enormous credit because it's not easy to make those decisions strategically with a long-term view to try to grow the revenues to match the investment. It's not easy. And, you know, I think in the next 5 years, we've got to have, when I say we, I mean both the players and Cricket Australia and the States, to have almost a laser-type focus on commercialisation of the women's game, making sure that we do everything we possibly can with broadcasters, with commercial partners to drive revenue into the game, because ultimately that will help our females take the next step. And there are other steps to take here. I mean, we're on a journey. We're obviously leading this country by a long margin, but we've got much loftier ambitions and we want to keep going.
You spoke about community levels of cricket and have a bit of an insight into the SACA and what they do there. And it's so important, isn't it, to get your piece of the pie? You said about young boys and girls that are in cars now listening. It might be the number that attracts them, but it's got to be the game, doesn't it? And they've got to get to them at that level.
Completely, yeah, I agree. And, there's one consistent conversation I have with every player, male or female, is they have a very deep understanding of where they came from. They understand that the cricket clubs they played in that were full of volunteers, what gave them their first opportunity, and any opportunity they can do to give back is unbelievably important. And, young boys and girls who get to grounds need to be able to get up close to their heroes and meet the players and see the players and understand that one day could be them. So I think our players are acutely aware of that, and that's the position that we've taken, is what more can we do? What more can the players do? More access, more opportunities to visit grassroots areas. They're obviously outstanding players on the field, but equally they need to do those sorts of things off the field as well. And they do that, and will continue to do it.
Yeah, I'm wrapped from Todd, because I look at the AFLW and that's who you're competing against now, and so the girls should get it. They are extremely popular, they're marketable, their appeal is outstanding, their cricket is just terrific, and they're the world's best. So you can afford it, and so they should be rewarded. I just want to know, what percentage of total cricket revenue do the players share in this MOU?
So the players have retained the same share, which is 27.5%. So effectively there's a fair chunk of revenue that sits with the governing body, as it should, because there are much broader responsibilities for them outside of just the elite players. So there's a big pool of revenue. This next pool of revenue will go well in excess of $2 billion over this period of time. The players obviously enjoy their share, but rightfully there are other priorities in the game, and state associations like the SACA and others will need significant investment to keep growing participation for males and females. So I think it's a balance. It always will be a balance. But, one thing that's for certain in any sports league in the world, whether it's the BBL or it's the EPL, they're successful because they've got the best players playing, and we've got to make sure we have our best players playing in our leagues to make sure we continue to compete.
Todd, moving on to the men, looking at the BBL total payment, saying that the average per game will sort of almost double as far as what they get. Are the guys, because they've been established for such a long time, are they as committed to filtering down to the grassroots levels as the women?
Yeah, absolutely, and they need to be, because the same levels apply. They've all come from premier cricket clubs and grassroots communities where they've applied their trade. So equally important. I would say, though, that in this modern world that we live in, 365 days in a cricket calendar doesn't seem enough with the competing interests all over the world for players' talents. We've got literally competitions popping up in different parts with significant remuneration. And like all of us and people listening to this, when someone comes at you with opportunities to potentially earn more, of course players are acutely aware of what their values are. So it is a balancing act, and we've got to try to make sure we keep our best players here. We've got to make sure red ball cricket and test cricket is still the primacy and still the baggy green, but we're also very mindful that there are competing interests all over the world at the moment.
Well, the BBL had this challenge last season with the South African and UAE leagues popping up and players sort of popping over to that rather than staying here for finals. Will this increase perhaps change their minds to stay with us, and can we schedule in with those other comps?
Yeah, I think there's two parts to that. One is absolutely the more money we can put into the remuneration pools and the salary caps, the more likely we are to retain our best players and also attract some really good talent from other parts of the world as well. We're in a competitive environment, which is a good thing. And then separate to that is the scheduling, ensuring that the BBL games don't compete with ourselves. We don't try to compete against white ball cricket and other things. So it's a very difficult. What I've learned in cricket is a very difficult thing to try to understand scheduling. It's near impossible. It's like a Rubik's cube. You can't put it back together. But
take the stickers off.
It's even take the stickers off and start again. That's probably not the worst idea. Maybe someone ring the ICC and give them that idea. But it is tough. It is very difficult. And there's competing demands, and there's also now private entrepreneurs and all over the world looking for the best players. As I said before, it's sort of no secret that the best leagues have the best players, and to do that, you've got to ensure you get the right revenues to attract them.
Yeah. How far away is parity, Todd?
Oh, look, I like to think that in the next 5 years, one of the things we have hardwired into this MOU with Cricket Australia is a working group with some substance and with some teeth to put some measurements around both us and the game itself about what are the KPIs to get to the next level for our females. What do we need to do? What does the structure of the game look like? What changes do we need to make? And then importantly, how do you turn those changes into commercial reality? Because that's really it in a nutshell. We can't do it for nothing. We continue to invest, but we need to have that laser focus of commercialisation. So we should unashamedly push for that, and we will do over that next period of time. But, yesterday was an announcement which is a huge step for cricket. It's a wonderful step for our female cricketers and an important step for the game because, as we all grow, everyone will win from that, players included.
To your team, to Cricket Australia and the players, well done. Great stuff. Todd, thanks for your time.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on the show, guys. Cheers.
Todd Greenberg there. There you go. Groundbreaking. Parity within the next 5 years, the MOU. This is the model the AFLW need to copy. They have taken their time. They've done it correctly. They've grown from the grassroots up over many, many a year.
Correct.
Our women now are groundbreaking. Their stroke play, the cricket to watch, is as good as any men's game. And I'm not just saying
I went down to the WBBL final, when the strikers were playing. It was an entertaining game at KRA. And then, of course, they went off and won the final and brought the cup in afterwards.
AFLW need to take a look at that because they've been groundbreaking. And well done to everyone involved. We just said that. That was Todd Greenberg there. After the break, we're going to go to Nicole Rattinen Reynolds. Now, why? She's the Grange Golf Club president. Why? Live Golf is 2 weeks away. We had the premiere on.
Yeah, we did.
We've been down there. It looks...
There's lots of scaffolding going on.
It's amazing. And you broke a story today about it.
Yeah, I did. 8 hours late.
Because you listened to our FIVEAA news.
I was with somebody today who was a member and said, they've got this Pro-Am being released on the Thursday. Yep, there it was. But I've wasted the stinger.
Well done, Sally. Let's check our Adelaide roads.
At Brownhill Creek, got a breakdown on the freeway up track near Eagle on the Hill. Right-hand lane closed and see a few delays outbound at the moment. Prospect traffic lights flashing yellow, Regency Road at Churchill Road. And we've got a burst water main slowing things up at Henley Beach Road near White Street. Slow going at the moment, Fullerton Road at Britannia Roundabout with cameras today, Brighton Road, Sickliff Park and Hillier Road at Ranella. Step up your workwear game with a perfect pair of boots from Totally Workwear. Check out the full range of tough and comfortable work boots at Totally Workwear in store or online today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. Join David and Will each week on the 5AA Breakfast Show as they speak to power excitement machine Orazio Fantasia. Orazio! Thanks to Foodland. With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
At WEA, we can teach you hundreds of things, or you can be the teacher. If you have a skill or passion you'd like to pass on, contact WEA. We'll even help you build your course. Visit wea-sa.com.au.
Need a forklift? Don't just get a forklift, get a Toyota forklift. Toyota is the world's #1 forklift brand with a great range of pallet jacks, walkie stackers and reach forklifts right up to their leading Toyota counterbalance forklifts. Legendary reliability and safety with cleaner, greener electric options. Toyota can tailor the right forklift solution for you. It's all part of the Toyota forklift advantage. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Get a Toyota forklift.
Happy Cheapster! What are you talking about? Hop into Cheapest Chips for this Easter for a happy Cheapster. Starting tomorrow, 20% off you can take off of all kitchen and laundry appliances. How do they do it? Which makes it right now a great time to get an air fryer from Cheapest Chips at 20% off. They're a brilliant thing. Get it in your kitchen. You've got to have one. Think of the workout you can give it over the next 4 days.
Yeah, put your cockles in there.
Yeah.
Massive 30% off all toys. Brilliant for non-chocolate related Easter Bunny gifts. And don't forget to treat your fur babies this Easter with 20% off all pet toys.
Yeah, look after them. Yeah, we've got to do that. There's also a huge range of Easter accessories in store. More importantly, a huge range of chocolate. We all like it at Easter, with deals on ceramic mug and Easter egg sets, only $6.49, plus 170 gram Cadbury egg crate, 2 for $10. Can you believe it?
It's an unreal shop, this Cheapest Chips. Their range is
spend
incredible,
hours in there.
and their price, you get lost. It all starts tomorrow. So have a happy Cheapster this Easter with
Cheapest Chips.
G'day South Australia, a Cheats here. Over the years I've seen some great South Australian teams, but the best has to be the team from BL Shipway, who I've known for over 30 years. They've been looking after the state's hydraulic and pneumatic needs since 1953. You can find them on Richmond Road with stock on hand from quality brands like Ryco, Rexroth, Hydac and Enerpac. If you can't get to them, they'll send a Ryco 24/7 van to you anytime, anywhere. blshipway.com.au, a South Australian team you can count on.
Time's almost up. The absolute final deadline for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery is midnight tomorrow. This is your chance to win a mortgage-free life with the $3.5 million grand prize in Henley Beach. Don't forget, your ticket supports cures and improved care in hospitals across South Australia. To see full lottery details and get your tickets, visit homelottery.com.au today. Join the fight. Licence M14311.
We can fix your oven, taps, space heaters, your irrigation system, roof leaks, rusting gutters and downpipes. We can even retile your bathroom. Ken Hall Plumbers, your local plumbers since 1983. Give Ken a call, 8364 5855.
There's always something you can WEA. We have hundreds of courses available, from bookkeeping to balloon animals. It's a giraffe. Visit wea-sa.com.au to browse the course guide today.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the FIVEAA Sports Show.
Oh yes, I'll tell you what, it's just on 10 to 6, and Stephen Rowe and I, we've got a keen eye. We keep an eye on both our teams to see who's under a cloud and who's not, and it's all thanks to
the Western Hospital Injury Reports.
Oh, that sounded nasty. Western Hospital.
Sounded like a break,
didn't it? Oh, horrible. Ooh. Provide the type of quality care that you deserve. Visit westernhospital.com.au. I do it regularly just to say hello, not to do anything else. I like all the staff there. G'day, Kathy.
My 3 babies were born there.
And mine. Yes.
See, we've got more in common than you think.
You wouldn't believe it.
You eat
Except
cockles.
eating cockles.
I'd put them on a size 5 book.
Well,
Can I go through Crows first?
You can do it first.
No, well, you go first.
All right. Well, Port is not a big list at all, actually.
No, I'll go first. No, you go.
Yeah.
Right.
You go. It's an interesting one for Port. It's only Lockie Jones with a hamstring assessment, which I didn't see admit.
Came off late.
Yeah, Trent McKenzie with these ankles. So it says Trent McKenzie could return from the ankle for the Swans meeting, which is pretty good news because I think he's a great player. And I think he would go straight back in. So he resumed training last week. Needs to prove his fitness during the big one, which is probably tomorrow, and hopefully it comes through. Lockie Jones will remain under observation with hamstring tightness. Now, they say he pulled up well, but will continue to be assessed in the lead up. I'm thinking, reading that Lockie's out and Trent could be in.
Okay, so they're your only injuries. Burton's out with suspension.
Correct.
God.
Yeah, yes, you're right. I know where you're going.
Yeah.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, okay, well, hold it there for Western Hospital. No private health insurance, but need a procedure. Western Hospital can provide you with a competitive quote. Sam Berry has a calf test. He was subbed off.
Yes.
50-50. Schomburg's there to come in if he's not.
Played well.
Darcy Fogarty needs to train tomorrow. Talking to Rory Sloan earlier,
I
think he's up against it.
I reckon he's not going to play.
Okay. Tex has a groin. If anyone can get up, he can get up. But he needs to be free in his movement.
You weren't happy with his movement.
Move
you didn't,
well
it
at
didn't
all.
look like it
in
accelerate,
the
which he needs.
Joshy Worrell has a hamstring. Hugh Bond has an ETBA. And little Paddy Parnell concussion protocol. Let's hope he's all right, because that was a walloping of a head knock, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Oof.
There you go.
Hope he comes good. You don't want another, say, Searsman type scenario where he's unfortunately probably not going to return to footy this year. So
there it goes. Crows and Port injury report. Thanks to Western Hospital.
Well played. Rowey, we did break this huge news earlier, which apparently
stop it
was already broken. So we're going to go straight to the Grange Golf Club where Live Golf will be hosted, and we're going to speak to the president, Nicole Ranatan Reynolds. G'day, Nicole. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
And Nicole, tell us all about this extra day that's been put on, the Pro-Am on the Thursday.
Yes, Live Golf released tickets to the Pro-Am on the Thursday before the official start of the tournament. They've released around 5,000 to 10,000 tickets at $35 each, mainly to allow more people to experience the wonderful event that's coming to Adelaide.
Now, we had the Premier on, and he was actually saying that Live actually run it. So, it's not as if we're running or anything. How much do you guys get involved with them, and what do they need you to do?
Look, from our perspective, the Live Golf people have been absolutely fantastic to deal with. Nothing's too hard. Everything is negotiable, and you can have a discussion with them. Our responsibility is very much about ensuring that the course is in the best possible condition for play, and we also look after the catering for the players and the like in our clubhouse. We're exceptionally lucky that we have a wonderful superintendent called Rowey, and it's very much his role to look after the course, and our general manager, Barry Linke, is very much in the operational detail to ensure that everything runs smoothly.
And Nicole, I believe they're playing the back nine of the East and the back nine of the West, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Back nine East and back nine West, with a slight variation on the back nine of the East. The second hole will actually be the ninth hole on the East course, just to allow a little bit of extra room for stands and spectators.
So the curators are just on those back nines. They're ignoring the fronts, are they?
Not at all. We are very much a members club, and it's important to present our courses the best that we possibly can all year round for our members. So both 18-hole courses are getting a lot of attention at the moment.
Okay, Thursday's the Pro-Am. I guess you'll be playing, Nicole. Do you need any scrubbers with a spare 12 grand that can play?
I don't know about that. Yes, I am exceptionally lucky to have the opportunity to play in the Pro-Am.
You did break some news.
So I'm not sure who I'll be playing with. I think any one of the golfers that come will be absolutely incredible, and they're just on another level to us mere mortals. So,
what do you play off, Nicole?
Around 9 or 10.
That's not bad. You're not a scrubber.
Excellent.
In comparison, I think I'll be hitting my second shot to catch up to their drive, and then maybe a third.
So what's this mean to Grange? I know what it means to the state, because the interstate travellers are fantastic, but to showcase your club, Nicole, this is your club, Grange Golf Club. What's it mean to you?
Look, from my perspective, I'm exceptionally proud that it's my club that's been chosen. Our members have absolutely embraced the tournament. It very much puts Grange as a golf club on the map. We had a lot of positive publicity for hosting the Women's Australian Open,
that's very good.
as did other golf clubs in this state, but this is very much on another level. From our perspective, it's like the biggest golf tournament that almost Australia's ever seen, and it's at our club.
Greg Norman coming back?
Most definitely. I haven't got his details, of course, but I'm sure he will be there. He's got a wonderful association with the Grange Golf Club over a number of years, and we're excited to have him back.
Okay. Hey, Nicole, well done to the club, to everybody, to all the committee. Just one last one. We hear through the Premier that there's still corporates to be sold. Can they get online? Where do they do that if there's a corporate listing that wants to get himself a little, I don't know, a little out?
Yeah, nice tent or something. Yeah.
Certainly. Go to the Live Golf website, livegolf.com. There are still some hospitality packages available at the Shark Shack, the Beach Club, the Garden and Cellar Door. and they're all around what we call the 12th West, or the 12th hole of the tournament, which is very much the hole where we anticipate having a party atmosphere. So great for corporates. It's a par 3. It will be exciting, and if you're a corporate, and you want to host people, this is probably the best place to be.
Yeah. So if you go, you can boo, you can jeer, you can while they're putting, you don't have to shush.
Yeah,
you
there's
can
no
miss.
Well,
you can do all that, can't you?
You certainly can. It's all about golf, but louder. And louder means you're expressing your views, congratulating, clapping. You're enjoying very much the party atmosphere. We've got DJs on site. We'll have a after golf concert. It's something that Australia hasn't seen before.
I'm off to the Shark Shack.
Exciting.
Unbelievable.
Nicole, you sold me. I'm off to the Shark Shack.
Yeah, I'm going to the Shark Shack as well.
Because I can't play.
I'm going to work behind the bar if that's okay.
Thanks, Nicole.
Not a problem. Thank you very much for your time.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Nicole. Rantanen Reynolds, Grange Golf Club president.
Sounds sensational. Hard up against the 5AA News. After the break, cross to Sue Dewing, Sturt Footy Club CEO.
Correct.
They opened their new grandstand redevelopment.
Sounds like a pretty good spot to watch the footy.
And talk about a team that started the season like a bang. LA Thunderbirds skipper Hannah Petty after the news.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
With power prices continuing to soar, Solar Heart is helping smart Australians soak up more sunshine, store more energy, and save more money on every bill. And right now, you can save up to $1,000 on Solar Heart solar power systems, including our new high-performance 415-watt silhouette panels. The bigger the system, the bigger the saving. So don't settle for soaring power prices. Get smart. Get Solar Heart. Terms and conditions apply.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Clear tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow and 29. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
It's nearly tax time. Act now for immediate delivery on Mitsubishi Triton from Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth.
Police have found a body in a bunker at the shed at the back of a Cuddler property. They converged on the address yesterday following a tip-off. The death is being treated as a homicide. Detectives cannot yet confirm if the body is that of missing man Steve Murphy. Detective Inspector Mark McKeeshan spoke recently.
Our forensic examination has been focused on a large rear shed at the rear of this property, in particular a large man-made hole, a bunker, which was about 20 by 15 metres and several metres deep. We've conducted some further excavation of that hole today, and this afternoon have located human remains within the hole.
The Reserve Bank has hit pause on interest rates, but mortgage holders are being warned of more pain to come. Zach De Silva has more.
For the first time since April, the Reserve Bank Board hasn't hiked the cash rate at its monthly meeting. The official interest rate will remain at 3.6%. Federal Finance Minister Katie Gallagher says it appears inflation is beginning to ease.
But we know that it will remain higher than we like for longer than we like.
The Reserve Bank is waiting to see how the last 10 rate rises have affected mortgage holders. Shadow Treasurer Angus Taylor says many will be hit hard when they move off cheap fixed-rate loans.
There's much pain in the pipeline to come.
The RBA has also flagged it could hike rates again to tackle inflation.
TAFE SA has been caught up in a data breach. More than 2,000 students have had their personal details exposed. TAFE SA Chief Executive David Coltman says they were informed by police about the breach.
In the course of unrelated investigations, they had seized devices that contained electronic scanned copies of TAFE SA student identification forms. These forms include copies of students' proof of identity used for the enrolment process at TAFE SA.
That includes passports, driver's licences and tax file numbers. A new era for the Whyalla Steelworks. GFG Chairman Sanjeev Gupta has announced the plant will phase out coal-based steelmaking by 2025. $485 million will be invested in an electric furnace. The move will not only slash emissions, but increase capacity and pave the way for the creation of more jobs. The opposition is accusing the federal government of making excuses when it comes to reforming Medicare. A report has found major flaws are costing the scheme billions of dollars a year and making life harder for GPs. Labor has promised a comprehensive response, but says the former coalition government should have acted years ago. Deputy Liberal leader Susan Lee says that is not good enough.
Well, the government is just making excuses, and to simply point to earlier events is unfortunate, because what patients want is a government that's prepared to tackle the problems that they're facing every day.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the newest 2023 AFL footy cards, available at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade.
The Crows say the showdown victory was a major confidence boost. Rory Sloane has told the 5AA Sports Show it was a sweet win.
We needed it. Obviously, a couple of disappointing losses to start the season. We were very hungry for a win, but what a cracking game of footy. So, I watched a little bit of it back. I mean, it was pretty hot dart and lots of goals scored, and so it had everything for a showdown. And we just made the most of the few opportunities we had, I suppose, late in game.
Darcy Fogarty missed it and may not be back for this weekend's clash with Fremantle. The club says he's resumed running and is showing positive signs in his recovery. The Western Bulldogs have re-signed Ed Richards until the end of 2025 following his consistent run in the senior side. And the final Holden to win the 500, Brock Feeney's 888 Commodore, has gone on display at the Bend Motorsport Park. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Worried about cheap insurance? Who offers great value cover you won't regret? Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
At Prospect, traffic lights flashing yellow, Regency Road at Churchill Road. Tonsley burst fire hydro there. Southern Expressway near Ailofts Road speeds at 40. And we're busy at the moment at Fullerton Road at the Britannia Roundabout. Got lane out of action at Woodville Road near Bower Street. And we've got cameras tonight to look out for. Barnes Road, Glen, and Gage Streets at Phil. Hurry in, the Good Guys doorbuster deals are run now, just in time for Easter. Massive savings on fridges, washers, TVs, tech, cooking, plus loads more. Limited time only at the Good Guys. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Clear tonight down to 16, mostly sunny tomorrow 29, Thursday showers and 25, Friday showers and 21. Right now it's 25 degrees. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thousands of South Australian students caught up in a major data breach, their details in the hands of criminals. A reprieve for mortgage holders, no rate rise this time around. Is this the end? The fresh food products bucking inflation, their prices actually falling. And Adelaide's Footy Festival, the grand plans for Gather Round. I'm Kate Collins. See the full story on 9 News happening now.
Oh, sure, we'll help you with your groceries. You're cleaning too. That's right, you can continue living in your own home. Yes, we have a great health and wellness team. Oh, 72? Yeah, no, that's the perfect age to take up photography as a hobby. Figuring out aged care for yourself or a loved one? Start with Anglicare SA. Our experts will help you navigate aged care and personalise the services you need. Search Anglicare SA Aged Care. Anglicare SA. Together, we change lives.
We've all been affected by the floods, but our resilience runs deep, ready to rise up to the occasion.
The river is calling you to explore it, rediscover it, treasure it.
Delve into its roaming creeks, see its spectacular floodplains.
Embrace its breathtaking views.
Be part of the revival. Rise up for our river.
Visit southaustralia.com/river revival.
Finally, the global hit musical is here. 38 diverted planes, 7,000 stranded passengers, and one small town that welcomed them all. That's the Broadway hit Come From Away, and it's here in Adelaide. It's been called a hit and a masterpiece, best musical winner around the world. Now playing at Her Majesty's Theatre. Book at comefromaway.com.au.
Hey there, Jacinta Franklin here. And here. And here. You're probably wondering why 3 Jacintas are reading this ad. It's because of the new Swiss fast-acting vitamin D3. It contains a form of vitamin D that's 3 times more powerful than standard vitamin D. 3 times? So, try Swiss fast-acting vitamin D3 to support healthy bones. Now available at Chemist Warehouse and Coles. Swiss fast-acting vitamin D3 contains calciferdiol, which is 3 times more powerful than standard vitamin D, cholecalciferol. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. Sounding great. Thanks.
I'm here at Cherry Glen Osmond to take a test drive of the car that everyone is raving about, the Cherry Motor 5. Oh, these seats are so comfortable, and the state-of-the-art tech is worthy of a car 3 times its price, and almost every function of the vehicle can be controlled by voice. Check this out. Cherry.
Yes, I'm here.
Open sunroof.
Got it. It's opening.
Book yourself a test drive of this incredible Motor 5 from 33k drive away. Visit gocherry.com.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the FIVEAA Sports Show.
Yes, a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us. If you want to check out the Foodland live stream, you can. Facebook and YouTube. It is Rowey and Timmy G. And, well, we've got a big hour coming up here, Stephen. Who else have we got to talk to? I'm excited.
Well, it's 6:09 and lines available too. We'll take your calls shortly. But Sturt have redeveloped their grandstand. I'm led to believe through Pembo it is outstanding. I think they're in for a big year. They won round 1, and it's always good to speak to the Double Blues CEO. Her name is Sue Dewing. She joins us now. Sue, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Well, this is Flash. Tell us about your grandstand.
Oh, this state-of-the-art stand, I think it is the envy of the Sample clubs, and as I told KG the other day, I think parts of Adelaide Oval as well are envious of it. So we're absolutely so delighted with how it's turned out. We had over 200 people in our hospitality the other day that I think will back up those comments.
10 years ago, I'm not going to say the club was in all sorts, but since then you've had 9 consecutive operating surpluses. To be in a position where jointly with your council and the state you can do something like this, it's a credit to your executive, Sue.
Yeah, look, I don't want to labour over 10 years ago. I think we've done that long enough. We should now be celebrating where we are today as a club, and that is, as you say, 9 operating surpluses, and those operating surpluses don't include the Sample Amy Stadium distribution money, so we would have made a surplus without that money. You know, we've contributed over $2 million to the Unley Oval Precinct, asset we will never own. We've paid for this part of the development, $1.3 million. That's all been paid. We've got money in the bank. Everything is, we don't owe anyone any money. We have no bank debt. So we're pretty pleased with the position we're in. We just need to get that balance sheet looking a bit healthier. We don't own anything except for 3 vehicles.
So, Sue, I haven't actually been down there since the redevelopment. I'm doing a game later on for Channel 7. If you were standing on the oval and looking at the 2 grandstands, is it the one on the left that's been redeveloped?
Yes, it's the Jack Odie grandstand.
Gotcha.
So the Mackay grandstand is a heritage grandstand.
Right.
There's not a lot we can do with that, but that has actually been upgraded inside. So it has all upgraded change rooms in there, unisex facilities. So our women and our juniors enjoy those change rooms. And the Jack Odie stand now has the senior men, but the women share it with them at times as well. And we have our administration officers and, of course, the Thomas room, which we've named, on the top for our function room.
Yeah, right. So you used to go across the road to the club and, have a drink in there. So you can do that upstairs now in the Jack Odie stand?
Yeah, we've decided to also keep the across the road open as well. There are some supporters that prefer that traditional club feel, and certainly the Cambridge room offers that. But the Thomas room is, it's very modern, and the panoramic view of the Oval and of the Adelaide Hills is just second to none.
Got a couple of texts here from past players. Do the visitors' rooms have hot water?
Yes, and they do, and yes, very very much so. We do look after our visitors here at the Oval.
Well,
Yeah.
Sue, well done. You won round one. I love what Marty Matner does. I love how they play the game down at Sturt, and a strong sample requires a strong Sturt. Hope you're in for a great year. Well done.
Thank you very much for having me on, guys. And yes, you need to get here, Timmy, and have a look.
I'll be there
Come on,
soon.
Timmy.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll be there, and
Come
I'll
on,
be
Timmy.
taking up all the hospitality Sue can give me.
You will. Sue, during their Sturt CEO, they've done a marvellous job over the last 9 years. There's no question about that. One of the leaders in the field, without a doubt, and it is the MB. I know the Crows, not Crows, Port Nord, my team. I've got our Wolf Blast Centre. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Sample clubs. It's going to be a great
You
year
need
this
one
year.
of those, I think. And I love the viewing platform now that they've built into Wolf Blast, and you can have the luncheons up there and stay up there and watch a game.
Love it, love it. Was there on Friday night. Let's go to Colonel Light Gardens and speak to Johnny Boy.
Howdy, fellas.
Hey, John.
Just three quick comments. One is well done to Sturt and Sue in sort of revitalising their club from a very low level. That's fantastic. Secondly, love the cricket comment about recognising top sports people who come from local grassroots clubs and the huge volunteer contribution. We just need to see more dollars go back to those local clubs.
Correct.
I'm involved with a local club and we do a huge amount of work. Third thing is that I think there's a huge overreaction to Port's loss to the Crows, as if they've been annihilated from the first nanosecond of the game and played pathetically. I mean, Port hit the front 10 minutes into the last quarter and the game was in the balance. And surely we've got to give some credit to the Crows for playing some top football in the last 15 minutes. And you've got independent commentators from Channel 7, Foxtel, said it was a classic showdown contest, a great game. Port's record this season, good win against Brisbane, who pre-season were ranked in the top four. A loss to Collingwood, who are the top side in form, and a great contest versus the Crows. Now, like the only thing you could say to really denigrate Port to say, if the Crows are a shocking side, then Port's loss is terrible. But I don't think the Crows are a shocking side. I think they're a reasonable side. They've played some good footy, and who knows what they're going to achieve this year. So I think there's just a huge overreaction overall.
John, a great call of levity there. I agree with all those points.
Yeah.
Round three for crying out loud.
I think the Port supporter side of it is you're expecting to bounce back into the eight, and you're probably been defeated by 5 goals by a team that's developing. That's probably where they've gone, well, where are we then? What level are we at? So, again, John,
maybe
to
you're
his
11th.
point,
Maybe you are 11th and 12th.
well, after round 3,
Yeah, you
yes,
are.
but there's plenty more rounds to go.
Of course there is. Let's go to Loxton. Trev.
G'day, boys. How you going?
Hey, Trev.
Yeah, look, I'm probably reiterating a bit what your previous caller said, but I got to tell you, I reckon Port. I'm a Crows supporter, so I've got to tell you that. This is more a statement. I wanted to talk about the Crows a bit, actually, but I reckon Port have got the worst supporters in Australia, without a doubt. Yeah, listening to the comments from the last couple of days, I mean, as the man said previously, look, they almost beat the Crows. Look, with a bit of luck and those couple of bad that drop mark, and then I think it was someone else missed a fairly easy goal, they could have won that game. And look, the Crows played great, but I just can't believe that. I think it dates back to the fact that most Port supporters are fair weather supporters. They started barracking for Port in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, when Port were always winning premierships. You've got to get used to it, Port supporters. These days with the AFL, you can't win much more than about 3 in a row because of the draft and salary cap and all those things. So that's really a statement, I know, but
They've been spoiled.
I'd take
Trev.
3 in a row, though, Trev.
Oh,
I'll
God.
definitely take 3 in a row, thanks.
I'd take 1 in a row. and just quickly on the Crows, Trev.
yeah, look, I wanted to just say, look, the Crows played well. I still think there's a glaring problem in the Crows, and that's in the fullback area. Look, I mean, Jordan's a great lad, but you know, why don't they give James Borlace a go? I mean, have you look at that guy's shoulders?
He's close.
Jordan is never, ever going to outmuscle those big, strong full forwards that you're seeing, like happened on Saturday with King Charlie and all these boys, these sort of boys. I don't reckon Jordan's ever going to be able to beat them.
Yeah, Trevor, they had a bloke, his name was Billy Frampton. All last year I said he's the best player in the sample, and Crows wouldn't pick him. Well, Collingwood swooped on him. And
He's playing.
Superb.
James
He's 200
Borlase.
centimetres.
Yeah, James Borlase played
He's
a very
close.
good game on the weekend.
He is very, very close. What is it? 18 minutes past 6. Still time for your calls. But after the break, we're going to speak to Adelaide Thunderbirds captain Hannah Petty.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. The countdown to Easter is on at the Adelaide Central Market, and that means the market is overflowing with all your Easter essentials. Join Dave and Will live on Easter Thursday at the Adelaide Central Market, the destination for Easter. Support local this Easter with extended trading hours and discover everything from local produce and hot cross buns to gifts and SA seafood. Tune into 5AA Breakfast on Thursday, April 6th to catch Dave and Will live from the Adelaide Central Market.
Today I'm talking to Glenn, who is one of Arbor Vitae's many happy customers. Hi, Glenn.
Hello, Leaf.
When did you start taking Arbor Vitae and what for?
My mild arthritis had progressively deteriorated and it was reaching the stage of me being virtually crippled. I was using a four-wheelie walker to move. A friend of mine suggested that I try Arbor Vitae, and I also heard John Laws talking about the benefits of Arbor Vitae, so I gave it a go.
That is the power of radio, isn't it? What benefits have you noticed from Arbor Vitae?
After just the first bottle, my pain went from 8 out of 10 down to a manageable 2 or 3 out of 10. I've now been using it for a couple of months and life has really changed for the better. I tell you, if it was a religion, everybody would become a member of that church because it's just unbelievable.
That's wonderful to hear how much of a positive impact it has had on your life. Thanks for your time, Glenn. Remember, for more info, visit arborvitae.com.au, and remember, always read the label and follow the directions for use. Stocked in chemists and health food stores all over Adelaide.
Tired of your rent and bills going up and up and up? Pump them down with EcoVantage. It's easy to switch your existing hot water system for an energy-efficient heat pump, even if you're renting. And thanks to federal and state government-facilitated subsidies, it could cost as little as $0. Start saving hundreds off your water heating costs. Hit up your landlord and ask for the EcoVantage switch. Visit ecovantage.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Tax time is Triton time at Agostino Mitsubishi. Your new Triton is ready for immediate delivery, no waiting. And how's this for peace of mind? Get a 10-year warranty and 10-year cap price servicing on the entire Mitsubishi range. Don't muck around. Tax time is coming, so make the most of it. Get behind the wheel of a new Triton ready for immediate delivery from Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth. Exclusions and conditions including Mitsubishi servicing apply.
You don't have to jump on a plane to find pals from around the world, or even leave the airport. Parafield Airport Liquor Store has thousands of pals in a huge old airport hangar. So maybe their pals are whiskies from Scotland, Ireland and Japan, but that's just some of their pals. With over 300 craft beers, 500 whiskies and over 2,000 wines. New pals from around the world are closer than you think. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals, next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
I love this song.
You do.
Every time I hear it, it gets me up.
Little Jack and Diane.
A bit like the Thunderbirds. Boy, are they up.
Are they up and about? We're going to find out exactly how far up and about they are with their captain, Hannah Petty. G'day, Hannah.
Hello, how are we?
I told you she was up. I told you she was up.
She's always up.
Hey, mate, what a great win that was. 66-42 against the Lightning. Massive four-quarter effort too, I thought.
Yeah, it was a great win. I mean, it's our biggest score in history to beat a team by, so 24 goals. And the girls absolutely smashed it. They played full 4 quarters and just merged with them early and then just ran away with it. It was great to sit back and watch.
We were talking to your coach, Tanya, not that long ago, and it was after that, the lights out incident. But she was happy with the way your pre-season went. She was happy with your early games, albeit 1.5 at that stage. But this is a really good result, probably culminating in everything you've done.
Yeah, definitely. I think, again, having last week and only being able to play the half a game, I think that was a bit of extra fire in the belly and girls wanted to show what we were made of and put a full 4-quarter effort out there. And I think over the pre-season we've been building, and there's been a few things have been fine-tuning, but it was just great to see everyone stick to the game plan and execute when everyone needed to.
Got the start right, Hannah.
I know. It was great, wasn't it? It's amazing what you do when you get your shit sorted early, and then it all just goes on from there.
Yeah, good girl. Love you. Goal shooter Eleanor Cardwell. Tell us about her. She's at one end, but you got Shamira Sterling at the other end. God, we got some pretty good bookends.
Yeah, we do. I mean, they both dominate in the circle, and that's what we love them for. I mean, Elle, she got MVP of the match. She just got the ball and shot. I think she only missed one or two for the whole game. So a goal shooter doing that and dominating, and then obviously Kipper complimenting her as well. It's just a great attacking setup. And then Shamira and Tilly and Laddie in the defensive circle and outside. Pretty scary if I was other teams looking at what we can do and the depth we have.
I know it's only early, but it's how you're playing. I mean, you beat Lightning. They were undefeated before that game. You were 7th last year. You're now touted as early favourites. What's been the turnaround?
I think it's just being able to be more consistent. I think the girls this year were all fitter and faster and stronger, and we have our S&C to thank for that. But it's also just having another year under our belt, playing together, that consistency that does go a long way in each year. And I think this year it's finally clicked a little bit more than other years, and we're just running with it as far as we can at this stage, and hopefully we can continue on to the finals and then be there in the last day.
Well, this Easter Sunday, you've got a game 3:30, and it's at home against the Giants. Now, everything's, we've got the decals right, we've got the lights right, there's no transformers going to go down. We're going to get through this one, aren't we, Hannah?
Definitely are. I mean, I hope nothing like that ever happens again, but I just can't wait to get back out and play a full game in front of the Pink Army. They deserve to see us play a full game, and we're just so excited to be back home. We've got 2 home games, so 2 wins coming up for sure.
They'll get behind you. Don't worry about that. Keep the good work up, Hannah, and we'll speak to you again.
Thank you very much for having me.
Beautiful. Hannah Petty, the Adelaide Thunderbirds captain, out and about. Love her.
Get your earthy kit together. That's her message. Hello, Chris at Morford Vale.
Hello, lads. How are we?
Good, buddy.
Oh, we're going well after the for Adelaide Day.
Oh, mate. Firstly, it's great to see the girls back up on the winning list as well. So it's about time. So, yeah, good to see. Guys, I want to put a different spin on what's happening with Port Adelaide at the moment.
Go for it, Chris.
A couple of frustrations. My first frustration is not about sack the coach and what's going on, da-da-da-da-da. I'm not understanding how we've gone from being one of the top 2 or the top 3 defensive teams in about the last 5 or 6 years to being so heavily scored against. And that to me says that whatever we've worked in over the pre-season isn't quite gelling yet. Now, if it's radically different, I hope the coaches will get together and make sure that does work, but it needs to happen in a hurry because with the pressure that's been applied around the centre of the ground, that ball is getting in way too quick, and we're that one defender short from having that real strength to rebound out. We don't have a Brendan Maynard or that style of defender that can play short and tall and be strong. And I think that everyone talks about having that big, tall defender, that big gorilla at the back. But I think with that style of player short in our back line, you don't have to have the 7-foot huge guy there if that unit is working together. The second one, and I know this is a bit of a monologue, the second one is I get hugely frustrated as a lifelong supporter hearing comments come out like, we can win in Sydney, we have the best list we've ever had, the most talented list we've ever had. You know what? Port Adelaide never talked like that in the SANFL. They just went out on the ground and they did what they needed to do. And their actions did the talking. And I know it's probably promoting, I know it's probably trying to drive memberships and excitement, I sort of get that side of things. But it also opens you up for ridicule when it doesn't go right. 3 premierships in 5 years.
Shut up and dish up. I think that's what a lot of people are saying. Thank you, Chris. We go to Andrew at Kersbrook. Hello, Andrew.
G'day, Rowey. How are you, mate? How are you, Timmy?
Hey, Andrew.
Well, I kind of disagree with that previous call a little bit. But they're whacking too much responsibility on Jonas down there. You need at least another tall, maybe 2, down there. But it's definitely a coaching issue. Definitely a coaching issue there.
Yeah, and I think we've exposed
Who's the defensive
ourselves.
coach? Freddie Bassett.
But I think we've exposed ourselves a little bit, exactly what the previous caller was saying. Because of the new run and sort of gun attempt, Collingwood style, it's coming back the other way too quickly.
It is.
And I think Andrew's
adjust.
point is they're probably...
Yeah, but if you haven't got anyone there to chop them out, Timmy, then what are you going to do?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think they've exposed our defence.
Well, Jonah one-on-one isn't at his best. DBJ one-on-one isn't at his best.
No.
Burton wasn't there. Aaliyah hasn't had a terrific start to his season. So
and Cleary and
exposed
McKenzie have been
one-on-one.
in and out. Yeah.
In and out. Thanks, Andrew. Always love your contribution. One last call here. Dougie at Blakeview.
Yeah, good day, guys. I just want to give my feedback. I think now that FIVEAA are relaying the 3AW call on the Melbourne games, I think that's so much better than what you had before.
Good, isn't it?
So, good work. Cheers for that. Keep it up.
Dougie,
Dougie.
we are
We
so
agree.
glad to be business partners again with 3AW. We have no input as to who the partnerships are and what they do. The previous year, I'm not going to knock that, but I'm so glad it's finished and we got 3AW. Let me just say it like that. Dougie, well done. Hey, John from Colonel Light Gardens was nice and positive. I thought he had great levity with his call. You have won, Johnny, the $250 Shell Coles Express gift. Time at Easter. Congrats, you've got that. Download the AFL Live app to save on fuel every day at Shell. Coles Express, participating Shell sites, T's and C's apply. Do that again tomorrow. That it.
Well, it's about 3 tanks of petrol.
Well, the other day I filled up was $1.89.
Imagine how many cockles you could get for that.
Oh, no, don't give me cockle jokes. Stay with us. We're going to speak to the Premier, Peter Malinauskas, and before 6, Rory Sloane.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA Breakfast.
I think part of the thing with the NDIS at the moment, the ease with which you can get onto NDIS plans for the most marginal things, like children having issues with their handwriting. NDIS?
Informing Adelaide.
Well, I don't know, it just feels to me like there's a lot of people working in certain fields driving around in Lamborghinis at the moment because they're hurting people on